What's up, everybody? Welcome to podcast. Now, I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about a possible Resident Evil 3 remake. So I kind of want to talk about the possibilities of it. I want to talk about the rumors we've heard of it. I want to talk about all things about this remake possibility with, of course, Resident Evil 2's remake having just come out a couple days ago. Now, this game obviously has so far, I think, sold extremely well. It's done extremely good critically. People really love it. You see it all over the internet the past couple days, and I'm very happy for it. We did a live stream. We had a lot of stuff on Resident Evil, and I'm very happy that this remake did what, we all kind of thought it could. It really did reach for the stars, and it did a ton of things right. And I think this is going to give Capcom a lot of confidence going forward. This Resident Evil 3 remake, now, this has been an idea that I've had for a while, but it's not something that's brand new. This has been a thing that's been kind of rumored and now theorized for quite a few months if Resident Evil 3 is the next thing to come. There was, I think a couple months ago, 2 months ago, there was a rumor from a person who has been right in the past that said that it's already been greenlit. They're already actually working on a Resident Evil 3 remake right now. And it makes a lot of sense. Remakes in general, not just from Capcom, and Capcom has said that, remasters, kind of like remembering their past games is an integral part of their company really going forward. But not even just Capcom, but if you're a developer and you look at, or a publisher, whatever, and you look at the way the gaming industry is right now, you see that a lot of people are going towards these remakes, and they're all extremely successful. You look at really a big three. You can even throw in four if you count Shadow Colossus. We had the Shadow Colossus remake, which again, critically, commercially, did amazing. We had the Crash Bandicoot, obviously, that bringing back the Insane trilogy. We had the Spyro Reignited trilogy. And now we have Resident Evil 2. This really does seem like something that's going to be going on forward. And you know what? This is good. We were in an age a couple years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago, of remastering things. Everything was getting remastered. There were all these ports and all that stuff. And now we've moved away to just full on, let's completely remake this game from the ground up. Let's make it as if it belongs right now in whatever year you're in. And this is the newest example, Resident Evil 2, and it's done it extremely well. I think there are some things that are a little lacking. I still think like the voice acting in general, that kind of thing, I think it definitely is behind the times, but it's supposed to be in a way. But, overall, it has a Resident Evil 4 feel. It has a Resident Evil 7 look because they use the same engine. So, obviously it really does make it look like if you didn't know that Resident Evil 2 ever existed, this looks like a 2019 game with just like subpar voice acting. And not just that, but all of these, like I just said, all these remakes have done extremely good. This game, Resident Evil 2, is getting a ton of love. It's getting reviewed very well, and people love it. You see all of these YouTubers having Let's Plays of it, live streams of it. You see people just talking about how great it is. People are writing articles and making videos on if it's the best remake that has ever come out. I do not think that is the case. I would actually say I do not agree with that. But it is definitely up there, and it's a very good remake in its own respect. But you see all of these things happening. It's like, well, how could you not do Resident Evil 3? The question, I think, would just be, when do you actually stop? When do the Resident Evil games, when you stop remaking them? I would assume it would end at 4. I think you could probably even get away with remastering 4. But once it gets to 5, I feel like that's a little bit, I feel like it's a little bit too soon. That game came out a very long time ago, but it didn't come out that long ago. So I think they could easily do this for Resident Evil 3 and 4. And not to mention, you got to think that Resident Evil 8 is also being made, because you look at the success that Resident Evil 7 had, and you know that you need to have a brand new game coming to this franchise. It's cool to see. It really is cool to see Resident Evil take off, because I came in late, and if you guys have watched any of the videos I've talked about in Resident Evil, you would know I came in late. I played a little bit of Resident Evil 4, but I played it after the fact. But I jumped in at Resident Evil 5, and I played 5, 6, and I played 7. I bought that the day it came out. So, I'm a late bloomer when it comes to Resident Evil franchise, and I do really like the franchise. And it's really cool now because, when I jumped in 5 and 6, it was still a household name, and it always will be. It's a huge name. But 5 and 6 really hurt that game's, kind of legacy, because it had the great games, and it's been around for literally forever. But, those two games definitely hurt it. And it's just great to see that 7 came out, and it's amazing, and it's really scary. It's brand new. They really turned things around and got them going in the right direction. And then we have this Resident Evil 2 remake, and who knows what comes next. Resident Evil 3 remake, as well as Resident Evil 8. They have a lot of things going on their side, which is great to see, especially because this is not the way that the game franchise was going for many years. For like 4 or 5 years, this franchise was going in the wrong direction very quickly. But now it's come back, and so it's really cool to see. So I definitely think a Resident Evil 3 remake is happening. I do believe the rumors. I feel like it's already being worked on, just like they say. And we'll have to see when it can actually come out. Can they do it in like 2 years? This will not be a current gen game. You know, if they're going to remake Resident Evil 3, it's got to be for next generation consoles, which will be even creepier, because imagine, you know, Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 2 remake. Imagine that for Resident Evil 3 remake and Resident Evil 8. Imagine those two on a next generation. Imagine how scary they can make those. And, you know, I think they're going to do a fantastic job, because their track record over the last 2-3 years have been very, very good. I see no reason why they can't continue it. So I'm very excited for it. I do believe it's going to happen. But guys, let us know in the comments below. Do you believe the rumors? Do you think a Resident Evil 3 remake is on the way? And when do you think it will actually come out? Let me know. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now, and hit that bell icon so you guys are notified when all our videos go up. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope to see you on future videos.